Guys, and today we've got one of these other videos. We've got Saad here today, so give yourself a quick introduction to the camera.
So I'm Saad. I've been doing appointment setting for around, I joined the community back in September, done appointment setting for around since October, got my first client. So I've been doing it for quite a while, 9-10 months now. Just to give a brief introduction to myself, I'm also studying medicine at uni, because I literally just dropped out, which is crazy stuff. But now I've moved on to closing, which is going pretty well.
Cool. I mean, what made you actually decide to join the community?
Here's the thing with me. So with doing a degree like medicine, you are guaranteed like a 6-figure salary. However, do I want to be working in a hospital for the rest of my life as a doctor? Not really. Would I like to be making money more on my own terms? Absolutely. So doing that almost sounds like kind of like a fairy tale, trying to make money on your own terms. But second year was when I decided to kind of take that step, and I was thinking, okay, if all goes to shit, then when I finish the academic year and that summer I can get my capital up again, reinvest into myself. But obviously the first time I tried it, first time it went out well, because as long as you don't give up, it should go pretty solid. But yeah,
I mean, there's lots of different things out there. Like, what made you decide to invest into me or even the community, knowing that I was in that part of it too?
So firstly, with appointment setting, it's a sales role. With sales, compared to like Forex, e-com, etc., sales, you're in control of everything. You're in control of how much you make. Like, if a sale doesn't go well, you can blame the prospect if you want, but you'll be a bad salesman. Like, the only person to blame is yourself. So having that accountability was important. Secondly, with appointment setting, closing, etc., you get such a good understanding of how the back-end systems of all these online businesses are run, these 6, 7, 8-figure agencies. And who's to say one day, once you get, a really good understanding of how they run it, who's to say you can't do your own, like, a few years down the line? So it's almost got that exit. You've got the entry of getting up to 5K a month, 10K a month, but you also have that exit of having your own agency or whatever business it may be that will have like 6, 7, 8 figures accumulated.
Cool. I mean, obviously you've been part of the community for like nearly a year now, right? Like 11 months, 10 months now. What was life like before that? Like, what were you up to? Or, you mentioned like uni, and like what was like day-to-day life looking like?
Day-to-day life was just literally looking like studying, doing normal stuff I do, but also just having that same thing where I'd go to bed and just think, okay, is what I'm doing what I'm capable of, essentially? Is what I'm doing what I'm happy about? So I'm sure that loads of young lads, like same age as myself, younger or even older, kind of have that same experience where they think about these things. They kind of like think about, okay, like, what could I do differently to be in XYZ position? For me, XYZ position was, being in a position where I can make 3 to 5K remotely and have the opportunity to scale it up to 10K. And then from there, with that capital, kind of use that to start up something of myself and really kind of like build a strong foundation. But there's something called paralysis by analysis, which before the community, like my first year of uni, I'd say I was like a victim to that a lot. Like, you'd overanalyze situations to the point you'd be paralyzed, like you wouldn't even take action. I feel like that's for a lot of people in our generation. They're kind of in that mind frame. So it's literally just about taking that first step, because like what's the worst that can happen realistically?
Yeah, 100%. Even before, me and Saad have known each other for like 10 years or something. Like, we've tried loads of different things in the past. Like, one of them things where we were like 4 or 5 years ago, even, like, how can we make money? What business are we going to start? And I think we all had that analysis and the paralysis where we're trying to find one thing that works. But when you actually stick to one thing, like me, Saad have done, then you can start truly seeing results. But you mentioned as of today, you've literally just dropped out of uni. Well, you basically dropped out of uni, which is crazy. But obviously, so if Saad mentioned he's in uni of Mani, he does a medicine degree. That's like 6 figures in salaries within the next like 5, 6, 7 years, however long it is. Like, why not? Why didn't you just stick to that? Why not just wait a few years and get the big payouts every single month?
Because I know at the end of the day, if I do follow through with that, I get scale up to a point. Let's say I'm a plastic surgeon or whatever it is, getting a $500,000 salary. I'm 50, 60 years old. Am I going to look back at my life and think, okay, I enjoyed the pathway I took, or am I going to look back and think I should have done something different? I should have kind of taken a risk, or a step outside my comfort zone into something I'd actually want to do. And obviously it's that second option. So it was kind of like, I don't want to live with regret, so I've got control of my life now, so I'm going to take control of it. Because with medicine, it's kind of a thing. When you're 18, you get pushed into these degrees, like with uni, etc. Like, you don't really know what direction you want to take your life down, but over time, as you grow, you get different experiences, you get a better understanding. So with my understanding and experiences, I knew working in a hospital for the rest of my life, regardless of the salary, it would be depressing. So like you live this life once. Like why live it as someone you wouldn't enjoy being?
I mean, what would you tell someone that's, let's say, because obviously with your parents push you to go to uni, they want you to go to uni and be a doctor. What would you tell someone who's in that same position? Either, let's say, working for like a family business where they want to work with their family for a long time because their family want them to be there, or just by like society, they're forced to go to uni because they're forced to do well, but they're deep down, they don't actually want to do that. They don't want to be a doctor for the next 10 years. Like, what would you tell that person?
Literally go all in. Like don't go all in with a sense like without a plan. Like firstly, create a plan, because a lot of times people say go all in, take that risk. You can't take that risk without having a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're fucked pretty much. And that's what you need. Like you need to firstly do a bit of research, but not to the point where like everything is research and there's no action. Do some research, understand what you're getting into, what you want, which will be through your own experiences, research, etc. Then actually take action on it. Because at the end of the day, it's the same way. Let's say you want to set up a product or have a business. So many people are so concerned about perfecting the product, the service, the business, but they don't even start anything. They just focus on like all the work in the backgrounds. But like just starting something, actually taking action and kind of taking that step outside your comfort zone is the most important part. But doing that with a bit of a plan is the best way to go about it.
Yeah, cool. I mean, let's go more into like your appointment setting success, like what you've actually achieved within being in the community. I mean, like obviously you've tried different things. What would you say the main thing within the community was that actually helped you, scale past the position you're in now?
The network, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And like having all these people around me doing 3, 4, 5, even some doing like 20k a month, is crazy. So it kind of pushes you more, because like it becomes your norm essentially to do that. So within having my first client, I did like 3k with 3 consecutive months, as in 3k per month for like 3 consecutive months. Then it got to a point where, okay, what can I do after setting, which is closing? So I literally chucked myself into the deep end of closing, and January was the first month I closed, and I did $10k in January, which is crazy. Like going from 3k a month to hitting that 10k a month is ridiculous. So then uni exams came in a way, had to put a month or 2 on pause. However, the few months I did have in 2025, I was smashing it. Like I wasn't doing less than like 5k a month, and now summer's come about. June been my craziest month yet. July looking to hit another record month. And I made that decision that I always had to kind of make, which is kind of go all in, because I have the foundation to go all in now, which is why I made that decision. But within the community, that's one thing, like the networking in terms of the group calls. Like there's group calls every single evening, kind of the support you need as well to get along with things.
100%. I mean, a lot of guys even watching this video, obviously they think that setting is the end goal. Why was setting not the end goal? Obviously you made like 5k per month for setting. Like what made you want to go further and further?
I mean, setting should never be the end goal, because you're still, you're getting, don't get it wrong, you're getting money remotely on your own terms up to 5k a month. However, it's only up to 5k a month. And secondly, like you're still relying on someone else's business. So if you want to take true control of your life, like just scaling yourself up, get into things that will bring you more income, like closing, managing, setting teams. And then from closing and managing, setting teams, like I mentioned, you get such a good understanding of how these back-end systems of these businesses are run. Like you close 4, 5, 10k deals on businesses that, like, let's say for a marketing agency, you close a 10k deal and like you don't know shit about marketing. Like that tells you, okay, like you can close 10k deals. Who's to say you can't close your own 10k deal for your own agency? So at the end of the day, it should never be kind of the end goal. People should be looking to kind of pursue more and have that, get to that point where they have their, they start their own entrepreneurial journey. Because I can't remember the statistic off the top of my head, but majority of millionaires are entrepreneurs, right? And it's above 75%, I believe. So going towards that direction, appointment sounds like the best stepping stone for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Literally learn one skill, leverage that skill. Being an appointment setter, you get to see how every other business runs their back-end system, actually runs their fulfillment, etc. So when you ever want to start your own business, you can literally steal every single aspect of that. But yeah, I think a big challenge for you was obviously being at uni and making 10k a month. You made 10k a month for 7 months. But what would you say to someone? Because I get a lot of people telling me, Lennon, how do I balance this and uni? I'm working a 9 to 5. How do I balance it? I don't think I can do it. Or do you think it's a mindset thing? Like, how did you actually overcome that challenge?
I mean, capabilities and capacity wise, like of course you can balance it. Like I used to calendar my days out really well. Like my days were pretty blocked out well, which was gym, uni, and then doing this as well. So I managed to keep up well. Towards the end, when I started taking more closing calls, got on a new client for closing. Then it got a bit difficult. Then I kind of realized, okay, what am I actually doing? Like I looked at my calendar and I looked at what can I clear out of my calendar to like allow me to progress more with closing and like things I actually care about. Wiping out uni out of the calendar was like the best option moving forward. So at the end of the day, it's something you can balance, but if you get to the point like myself where it just becomes a distraction and like, there's nothing uni can offer you, then just cut it out. But up until then, you can absolutely balance it. Like I'm evidence of it. I know loads of other people as well that are balancing, different kind of business models or hustles, you could say, in uni, although they may not be like as sustainable or as scalable as appointment setting, they're still doing something on the side. So I think uni should never kind of be an excuse.
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously we got distracted there. But what would you say? I know you've literally just dropped out of uni right now. You've made that big change. What is like the main difference now that you're working online, working remotely? Then what things can you do now that are different to what you were doing in the past?
Well, for one, with setting and closing, you get a good understanding of the whole sales processes of any business. So I feel like obviously I haven't mastered it. I'm far off where my kind of like end goal will be with sales. But I've just started my own growth operations, which is what appointment setting and closing has allowed me to get into. So with that, that's something I can scale to 6-7 figures. I mean, people even have like 8 figures growth operations or business consulting. So it's something, it will be an interesting challenge, but I know for a fact like I'll be able to knuckle it down well. I just need to look more on the marketing side of things. And then once lead generation side of things, the marketing side of things are looking good, it should get launched up pretty good. Because like I said, the end goal is to always have, not you working for money, money working for you. And that's what being a business owner will allow you to do. So it's kind of opened up that pathway as well.
Cool. I mean, you might be coming Bali. Like, why are you deciding to come, leaving your hometown and making that big leap too?
Gotta lock in, bro. Like I've heard Bali's the best place to lock in. Like there's gyms like pretty much everywhere. The food there can be good as well. On top of that, like when you're around all the other lads that are on the same wavelength as yourself that are doing 5 to 20k a month, you become like a reflection of that as well, and it helps you scale. Everyone's in that locked-in mindset, because I'm sure like a lot of people have friends that claim they want to do amazing things, but so many of them will kind of just do the opposite, more so degenerate things. And like I was in that position as well, but you still have to stand out and kind of like fight for your own goal and really make that difference yourself. But then when you're around other people on the same wavelength and they're actually acting on it, like that's really what can push you to that top 1%, top 0.5%. So I think that would be valuable for me, like the network out there and being able to lock in. Like I'm expecting big things in like the next 6, 7, 8 months.
Cool. And what would you say to someone who's on the fence, maybe like looking to join the community? They might have seen a few videos, maybe even watched this video. What would you tell that person, looking to join the community?
Literally, do research, understand it's something you want to get into, then just take the action. Because so many people have that misunderstanding of, okay, once they do the research, like the research is enough for them to have a crack at it themselves. Like it's not. Like there's so many things you're missing out on. The research, I think, should be set up so that you understand what you're getting into and how you're going to get into it. And obviously being like having the right people, having the right system set up in place, people teaching you how to get into it is the most important thing. Because why learn from like other platforms or YouTube, etc., where they'll have a different experience to you? If you're learning from someone directly who's done because everything you want to learn, people have already done it, right? So you want to learn from them directly, because then you'll be able to complete it directly and kind of fast track your progress. So it's literally just doing research, but not too much research, then taking action, because you don't want to get paralysis by analysis. You want to do research to the point you don't get paralyzed, to the point you actually take action and like get those results you want to get.
Cool. I mean, obviously you've went from 0 to 1, 2 to 5, now to 10k in respectable like 10 months, 11 months now. I mean, what's the goal for the next year? Like how much money do you want to be making, etc.?
So I want to maintain what I'm doing now, closing wise. However, the growth operations, I want to firstly sign on my first client. Then from there, I'll be able to understand like how to work on a client better and like just get a better understanding of anything. It's the same with appointment setting. Once you actually sign on your first client, you understand what works well, what doesn't work so well, what to work on, what to not work on so much. But it's the same with the growth operations. Like it's something I want to be able to scale to 6 figures within the next year. And then next few years, it's a 7-figure project. So I know it will change a lot along the way and I'll learn a lot, but I just want to like do everything as soon as possible, because there will be a point where I'll get to that 7-8 figure period, but it's just about kind of acting with speed. So that's kind of like my priority moving forward, starting stuff up with the growth ops.
Cool, bro. And last question, obviously, I've known you for a long time. You came in And you being to appointments there and learned that, got into closing, mastered that, and now starting your own business. What has been the biggest thing you have learned from that whole journey within the last 10 months?
Literally taking the action required, because like Lennon mentioned before, I've known Lennon for a while. Like me and him, we were obsessed with making money online. Like I've tried YouTube automation, TikTok automation, like set up just silly projects, etc. But that's the thing, having a plan and actually taking the action, that's literally the only two things required. But the most important thing I've learned is chucking yourself in the deep end, because with closing, no one's like, you're going to be on like a 45, 60-minute call with like doing a skill you've never practiced, selling a product worth 2, 3, 4,000 pounds that you don't even know too much about. No one's ever ready the first time they do anything. So even if you feel unprepared, just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? So taking a step outside the comfort zone is the most important thing. Like literally, you don't want to stay comfortable, and that's one thing I've learned. Like stepping outside your comfort zone almost becomes an addiction when you correlate that with growth and success. So once you do it once, like it will still feel the same, stepping out of it again and again, but it becomes an addiction when the other end's gonna be full of success. But yeah.
Perfect. I think that's all done. Thank you very much.